If I think about my career, when I started working, it was in Melbourne for Bain and Company as a strategy consultant. And one lunchtime, I went along to hear Dan Madavin talk from, he was at Impact Investment Group. And he talked about this idea of combining non-financial objectives with investment. And that to me was such a light bulb moment. It was like, oh my gosh, that's so obvious. If only you could have that kind of lockstep impact with every financial decision you made, like how quickly could we create a more, efficient, effective, sustainable, customer-friendly world. When I finished up at Bain and became an investor working at Generation, that is a fund that was set up by Al Gore and a group of partners from Goldman Sachs back in about 2002. That whole perspective was like completely iconoclastic in 2002, 2003, and now it's 100% mainstream. So that kind of theory of change that they set out and found a generation along has kind of come to fruition. We are in a very exciting second wave of climate technologies, call them, where there's so much more availability of capital, there's supportive policy for decarbonisation and technologies that can help achieve that. A lot of traditional high quality asset managers, venture capital funds are creating dedicated climate funds. You have, everyone from Robert Downey Jr. to Bill Gates standing up specific funds. And that's creating really interesting conditions, which I'm sure we'll get into, about the number of companies that are being funded, the variety of technologies. And yeah, it's a very exciting time to be operating in the space, no matter what your interests are. Let's not confuse the sort of responsible investment movement, which applies to, listed companies of all sorts, being almost a baseline requirement now. And then separately, there's kind of how do you scale innovative, novel climate technology solutions. Historically, there was a real problem in, first of all, attracting venture capital. So, high risk tolerance, early stage investment money to support the prototype stage of climate technologies. And I think that stage of things is starting to resolve. So Blackbird, where I now am, we're by no means a climate focused fund, but we have some outstanding climate focused founders in our portfolio, the likes of SunDrive, who are making incredible progress, or Bardi, who is the best company you've probably never heard of because they've been in stealth, or Energy Bank, which I invested in New Zealand. And so I think that initial stage, what is going to be a challenge is the next phase. Once some of these innovative technologies move beyond prototype stage, they need to look globally for customers, they need to scale manufacturing, and it's a really important and problematic valley of death that needs to be overcome for our companies to be successful. One of the strong reasons that I joined Blackbird, because it's the lens that we really bring is about founders finding people who are doing their life's work, who really understand a problem and are developing a solution that is a compelling answer to that problem, such that it will change their customer's life. So, literally every element of the economy has challenges around sustainability and opportunities for entrepreneurs of all stripes to bring things to market. But yes, they will have different challenges depending on what exactly they're doing.